Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode here on the PeerCraft server. So today what I'd like to try to get done is refined storage system. I want to get that up and going and start working on a good power system to support our refined storage system. Right now, I made a coal generator, but we're kind of out of coal right now. So we need a better system than that. And what I'd really like to do is do something that is special to this mod pack, which is the Scallium reactor, which makes standby power. So there's nothing we'll have to do after we actually make the reactor to keep it powered, and we don't have to feed it anything or anything like that. It just sits there and creates power for us at about 160 RF per tick. So it's a really great system to have, and it's special to this pack. So that's what I'd really like to do. So the first thing we've got to do to get going on refined storage is make a solderer, and the first thing we need for that is quartz infused iron, or quartz enriched iron. So we'll go ahead and make 16 of that. And then next thing we need is some sticky pistons. And the only thing we're missing for that is a little bit of iron, redstone, and cobblestone. So we can go ahead and grab that. I believe we've got cobble in this chest here, yeah. Redstone should be somewhere, either in here or we for sure have it outside. Yeah, we should have it outside. Well, there's one piece. We need a little bit more than that. To be exact, we need 2 pieces. And this is what I'm talking about, where we've got to search through 30 different chests to kind of find what we're looking for. And it's not a very good system. We ideally really want something that's all in one spot. And that's what we're hoping to get from this. So there's all our redstone there. So this should be all we need to finish the solderer, and then we'll be able to hit our next step on the refined storage system. And we're out of power here. This is what I was talking about, is our power system's not very good. We were trying to make some iron, and we just don't have what it's going to take to make that iron. So let's make some pistons now. We should have enough to make 1. I believe all we need now is a piece of iron, which we'll have to grab from the smeltery outside, actually. The only issue is that I don't believe we've got enough in here. We don't, so we're gonna grab some from this chest. Yeah, and like I was saying, we're kind of all over the place right now. We really need to get going on the systems that are kind of gonna bring our base together, so that we're not running around looking for things. So we'll grab this iron and we'll put this in the Tinker smeltery, smelt that down. And while we're waiting on that, I'll go over some other changes that we've made to our base right now. So this is the waystone. This is what is going to allow us to teleport around. And to make this, you need a warp stone. In the warp stone, you need ender pearls, purple dye, and an emerald to make that. You actually physically need the warp stone to use the waystone, and we ran out of ender pearls, so we're kind of sitting on standby on finishing that up. But while we were looking around looking for endermen, we found some fluid cows on a live stream, and I actually figured out what they were. So this one is an emerald cow, which is going to be super great for getting these waystones all over the place. A seared stone, which we're actually going to be using for our base a lot, which is fantastic for that. A destabilized redstone, which is one of the specific cows we were actually looking for. And a dark steel, which is fantastic because right now we've got that obsidian helmet. We want to switch it out for this dark helmet that we made with this cow. And as soon as we have a night vision potion and 4 levels, which the levels are going to be super easy to get, we'll actually be able to get night vision all the time, which is going to be a really good time saver for us in seeing, placing down torches. We don't have to worry about that. So this is Electrum right here. I did get an Electrum cow. Not sure where it went. It's somewhere in the base, in one of those chests. But we'll eventually find that, and we're just gonna make a whole block of this. It doesn't really matter, but yeah. So that's basically the only changes we've made to the cow system. is we just need to find 1 or 2 more. That'll be really good. But what we did make is this redstone furnace. And right now we don't have an augment in there. I believe it's in this chest right here. Yes, it is. So this augment here works really great, and it actually just installed it on. So the augment goes right in here, and you can make that augment system by doing a hardened upgrade. Yeah, which is right here. And there's different levels of this, but basically what you're going to need is Invar, which is made by combining iron and nickel, I believe it is. Yeah, it's iron and nickel, and then what you're gonna need is this this bronze gear, which is made from a bronze ingot and iron ingot, and bronze is really easy to get as well. But once you've got those, you just combine them together. You get that upgrade. Right-click on this redstone furnace, and that'll upgrade it to be able to put different augments in there. We've got a couple different ones. But this by far is the one we need for sure right now, just because our food situation is really low, and we actually don't have any food right now, but our hunger bar is full, so we've just kind of been letting it go. But what that upgrade is going to do is any food we cook in there, it's going to double. And I may have found a neat little, not glitch in the game, but a neat little add-on that you don't actually have to do full damage to a cow, is what it looks like, for them to drop meat. So we may set up a system, and that's why we need 1 more cow, is if we can set up a spring water system to where we're getting the cow down to about a half a heart, and the water is then going to heal the cow. We'll actually be able to just continuously hit a cow without having to kill it and walk around and kill multiple cows to get food, and we can double that food in the smeltery over there. So hopefully we can get that system going, or find a way to make that work. But we should be able to finish up the solderer now. So we'll make a piston. We'll turn that piston into a sticky piston, and then we can make the solderer. Perfect. And we're actually just going to place this. Do we have anything in these hermitrons right here? I don't believe we have anything in there that we're going to immediately need. We'll take out this iron. We won't need the copper. We'll take out the bucket of water just in case. And we should be good to place this right here. So now all we're going to need is a little bit of coal to power that. And I'm not sure if this system needs power to work all the time, but we're just going to set it up as if it does. And again, now we're back to wish we had a better system for storage, which is, of course, what we're working on now, because now we're just running around looking in all these chests looking for coal. And it doesn't seem like we've actually got any. Well, there's one. You're going to need a lot more than one to power that coal generator. That's fine. Let me check over here. We've got to have coal in this hermitron case right here. Yeah, there we go. So we're going to grab all this coal, turn it into coal blocks, and then from there we'll be able to use that generator with the solderer. So refined storage is a unique system of storage. There are some other ones that are close to being good storage units for all your items. However, of course I'm doing this wrong. Need to put this in the crafting table. But I prefer the refined storage system just because it's really easy to start making, and it's really easy to upgrade later on to store more items. Unlike, I believe it's RF Tools has another system it's good, but it's not refined storage. So the next thing we're going to need is the, oh geez, what's it called? We should be able to search refined storage. It's the controller. but we're going to need a couple different things. There we go. So we need a controller, which we're going to need silicone for, which is pretty easy to get. And then all we'll need is quartz-enriched iron. Quartz-enriched iron is something that you need throughout making a refined storage system. It's not just something you'll need once or twice. So you need a good collection of quartz going and a good collection of iron. Silicone is made two different ways. One is by smelting quartz, nether quartz, and you'll get silicone. Or you can break down sand, and I believe it's a pulverizer may work. But a grinder is what I believe you use, or a crusher to get the second form of silicone. Either one does work in this system. So now that we've got power, we could start getting going on this. We just need to smelt down a little bit of quartz, but we're kind of out of quartz. So we're going to take a quick trip to the nether to collect some quartz, and I'll bring you guys back when we're done. Alright guys, so we're back from the nether. And we've got the solderer set up right here, so all we have to do right now is make the controller, and I've already made a machine casing for it, which you just make out of quartz-enriched iron, and then we just need a little bit of silicone, which I've got smelted up in here. So we're going to go ahead and make this controller real quick. Perfect. So we're going to slap this down right over our coal generator because we need a power source for it, and that's going to immediately connect to the solderer. Anything you've got from refined storage attached to this will automatically show up in here and show you how much power you need per tick to sustain it. So what we need to do now is make a disk drive, which also needs to be connected. So we're going to need another machine casing, a chest, and an advanced processor. The advanced processor is made out of a diamond, which you put in the solder. You get a printed advanced processor. You need redstone and printed silicone, which we do have a couple of somewhere. We're just going to make new ones because it's going to take a lot less time. So we're going to throw, let's say, 5 in here. And then from a loot bag, we actually got 3 1K storage parts, which are used to make your storage disks, which you put into the disk drive to give you additional storage on refined storage. So we're going to get that going as well. We probably won't put the 3 1Ks in. We'll probably put them up into a 4K, if not just upgrade all the way up to a 16. I think 116 for now should be fine, because you may have seen the live stream. What we're going to do with the colossal chest that's outside, since every time we mine something with our pickaxe, it goes right into this chest. What we're probably going to do is siphon out all of the sandstone, if we're mining in a desert, all of the cobblestone, and all of the netherrack from the nether. We're going to probably cycle that into a trash can and just dump it out, because we're probably never going to need a whole bunch of that. The netherrack we're going to hang on to for now, and that's only because we need it for our base. That's how you get these nether bricks here, which I think look really nice. And that's something we're going to use in our base build, as well as lava wood, of course, the ash block, which is abundant in this biome, and a couple other blocks we're going to be using for our base when we get that started in a couple episodes. We're not quite ready to start making that right now. So for now, we can stick, not in the solderer, a couple diamonds, let's say 3. We'll also need some gold and some regular iron in here as well. For now, we're just going to make 3 of the diamond ones. What you're going to need for these 1K storage parts, you don't really need anything in particular that from the solderer. What you do need is just regular glass, silicone, redstone, and quartz-enriched iron, which is really easy to do. So the 1K ones are super easy. Once you get into the 4K ones, you're going to need these basic processors, which are made from just putting iron into the solderer and then upgrading just with redstone and printed silicone, which is how you're going to get these basic processors. I believe the next one up from that is made from gold, and the next one is from the diamonds. So it's a really easy system once you've got a little bit of resources going. Once you've got a steady supply of gold, diamonds, iron, this is a really easy system to continuously upgrade up to the 64K storage parts. The only issue you may run into is the time it's going to take to make all these parts, because you need 3 1Ks to make 1 4K, 3 4Ks to make a 16K, and 3 16Ks to make a 64K. And if you do the math on that, it's like you need 3 of these to make 1 of these, you need 12 of these to make 1 of these, same process, 12 for this one. But if you're planning on making up to a 64 gig, I don't know the exact number, but you're going to need a bunch of these, something like 100 or something, 1Ks in order to make a 64. So it does add up after a while. And those should be done now. So we're going to need a little bit of redstone, because we're going to need the advanced processor to make the crafting grid, I believe. Yes, and we need to make a grid as well, which you need a couple different ones. You need an improved processor, which is just the gold, and then you also need a destruction core, which is just a basic processor, and nether quartz, which is a really easy one to make. But we need the grid, and then we're just going to immediately make it into a crafting grid with the advanced processor. So once I've got all these done in the solderer, I'll bring you guys back and we'll put the grid together and then upgrade it to a crafting grid together. Alright guys, and we are back. I'm pretty sure I've got everything ready to go. So I just threw everything for the crafting grid in here. So we'll go ahead and make that, or sorry, the regular grid. And then we'll go ahead and upgrade that to a crafting grid. We just need to make a crafting table real quick, which means I gotta find the wood. It's dark outside, and I think it's outside, so we'll sleep real quick, and then we're gonna find that wood, make a crafting table real quick, and then we should be good to make that crafting grid. Ooh, I actually have a crafting table right there. That was a lucky chest to choose. We'll put the cobblestone back. We'll grab that basic capacitor too. Perfect. So we should be able to upgrade to a crafting grid with the solderer. So we'll run over there and throw everything in there. Crafting table, grid, and advanced processor. Yeah, so that's going now, and then we'll be able to make the disk drive right after. We just need to grab a chest real quick, and I've already made the machine casing in the advanced processor, which we've got right here. So we just need to find a chest real quick, or enough wood to make another chest. Ooh, and we'll grab my sword and... Ooh, no, don't hurt my cow. That's the cow I actually need. That's the dark steel cow. Kill the seared stone cow if you want. Let's see, there's some wood right there. Yeah, and we added a little bit more nether quartz to our sword, which we renamed Collindor. So hopefully we can do a little bit more damage with this guy. And that crafting grid should be done now. Yes, it is. So we'll grab that. We'll make a chest real quick. And then we'll finish that up and we'll throw that in. There's the wood. So we'll grab that. Throw all this in here. We only need one. And then we'll be good to go to start making these 1K storage parts. I've already got everything I need to upgrade one of them to a 4K. But as soon as this is done, we're going to set this up and then start making the bigger storage disk parts. But we'll set this up real quick first. Perfect. So I moved the pulverizer out of the way. We're just going to throw this right here. And now we're able to start storing things in once we've got some disks in there. So we're going to throw the disk drive down here. We'll have to get rid of this tiger right here real quick. Perfect. I don't think... We might be able to rethrow this. No. That's fine. We'll throw it right on the floor right here. Perfect. Yeah, we can walk over that. So I'm going to start making these disk drives to throw in here, and then I'll come back after we're ready to throw those in and start transferring our items over. Alright guys, and we're back, and we have the refined storage system finished, which is pretty freaking awesome. So right now we've got a 64K storage disk in there, and we made that by just continuing to add the 1Ks into the 4Ks, the 4Ks and the 16Ks, and the 16Ks and that final one 64K, which is pretty good. So right now we've got about 7,200 items in there right now, which is taking up about 11%. So we can fit 10 times the amount of stuff we had all in the base, all outside the base. We've cleaned up pretty much everything. We've got a bunch of stuff that was in that giant chest over there, all the inferium essence in that refined storage system, and we increased the size of the Tinker Smeltery as well. So all in all, it's a pretty good system. We're going to continue to increase the size of it as we go along, but for now we've pretty much got all the space we need. And now we're going to move on to our furnaces. So right now we've got a alloy smelter. We've also got a redstone furnace. The alloy smelter is pretty good. It relies on power from our coal generator right now, but we want a system that we can run without having to worry about power, and these inferium furnaces are the way to do that, and they compound into each other fairly well, just like the refined storage system, where you continue to use this inferium essence, and then you increase that inferium essence by compounding it on itself with an inferium crystal. So right now I just made this one here, this inferium crystal. We ideally, eventually, once we're using this to compound all the way up to the supreme essence, which we'll at that point use to make one of these master infusion crystals that give you the unlimited uses instead of the 1,000 that we get from the other one. But yeah, so once we get 4 supreme essence, we're going to use that to create a master infusion crystal, and then we'll permanently just leave that one in the refined storage system until we actually need it. So right now I'm just gonna see how far we can get up into the levels of the furnace. I've got 6 furnaces that fit right here, so we're just gonna see how many we can get. I may just use the 3 at the bottom here just for aesthetics, just because we've got 1 row aside from the anvil. We've only got 1 row of stuff here, so I may just do 3, but we'll see how far up we can get 3, and then we'll come back and see what we've got. Alright, so we were able to get the furnaces up to level 3, which does an additional 60% speed, but I wanted to show you guys, there's 3 more levels after. So there's blue. We've only got, with the superium furnace, we've only got 3 superium of the blue variety. We don't have any red, and then the final one, which is an ultimate furnace. So the one below it does 100% efficiency additional, so it's 100% faster than the other one, than a regular furnace. This one is 9,001% faster than a regular furnace, which is just a crazy amount. But what you actually need to make it is just what you would normally need for a regular furnace upgrade. Just you need 3 blocks instead of 1 block, and 3 of just the regular essence, 4 wither skeleton skulls, and a nether star. So this requires a bunch of stuff. Some of it you can get from a loot bag, like the nether star and probably the wither skeleton skulls. But just if we had a couple of these bad boys in the base, we would just immediately smelt a stack of anything we were smelting. So that's the plan, is to upgrade all the way up to that. But as far as anything else going on, just put the Electrum cow in there. I found it in one of the Hermitrons. So there's one last thing I want to do for this episode, and that's to set up a system for these 3 cave spider spawners that we found during a live stream. And when we're going to set up the system for it first, because when you put these in your inventory, you get these negative effects, and we don't want that while we're trying to set up the spawner. So I'm going to leave these in the chest. I'm going to dig a hole probably around this area here, a little distance away from the cow farm, And when I do that, I'm going to set the 3 spawners up there with just a little place where we can AFK and collect some loot bags. Probably right around here is where I'm going to set this up. I want it far enough away from my base that I'm not getting any lag over there, and far enough away from the cows that we're not really affecting them at all. If a spider happens to like crawl out of this thing somehow, it's not going to like attack our cows, and it's not going to kill us. So that's why we want that safe room made out of something like cobblestone. But I'm just going to dig straight down and hopefully not land in a puddle of lava and kill myself. But I'm going to dig down and see about getting that set up for you guys. So when I have that giant hole dug, I'll bring you guys back. Update on that spider farm, everybody. So I died and had to go back to spawn. So now we're about 1,200 blocks away. We've already traveled about 1,300 meters. We're still got another 1,100 to go before we're back at the base. But once I get back, that was weird. Once I get back, we'll go over that spider farm. I got to clear out the bottom, get my stuff back. But I finished building it. I finished building a room on the top where you can hang out at. Alright guys, so we're finally back at the base. I actually died twice getting back here. It took about 30 minutes in total. But as you can see, I got everything set up. I got a vacuum chest down there with an obsidian chest. But I don't have any item conduits to connect the two together. So we do have a bunch of loot bags. So we're going to open these up, hopefully get some ender pearls and connect that together. But I think that's going to do it for today. This took quite a while to put together and set up. It's working. As you can see, the spiders falling down. It's deep enough that they die as soon as they hit. Vacuum chest picks up all the loot, and it's a pretty good system. But that's all for now. So if you enjoyed the video, like and share, and don't forget to subscribe. But I'll see you guys next time.